Hey, in this episode of Home Projects with Carpenter, I'm going to get a dog door for these two guys right here. Coming up. My proposed location of the doggy door, I want to put it on this wall somewhere. And what I did first was I located where the studs were, and I'm using these little magnets I have. These are my magnets for my whiteboard. They just stick on like that. You can see these at like Staples or whatnot. And you can just kind of scroll along, and you'll eventually find the nails for the stud. It just kind of clicks in place. Once you have that, you kind of get a grid for where your studs are located. So as soon as I cut into this, I ran into this. So this is actually, I should have known better, because this is the post that would support that beam right ahead. It's just that I didn't have any screw holes. So I got studs on both sides, but then this is just kind of an off layout. So if I had been thinking right, I would have recognized that I couldn't go through here. So I'm gonna end up having to replace this, just put this basically right back in place. I'm glad I cut it out in one piece, so it'll be easier to patch. I'm gonna go with another location. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm just gonna take that outlet. Since I already have two other outlets down on this wall, I don't really need this third one, and this was an older, kind of original 1968 special. So I'm gonna take that one out, and I have the door right here. So first I gotta remove the actual outlet. All right, so now that I've got my receptacle exposed, I can see I've got two black and two white. So what I'm gonna end up having to do is cut both of these black, cut both of these white. I'm gonna have to pull those back in through the box. All right, so I got the box taken out. So I removed this box that was right about here. What I'm gonna do is probably use this. I'm gonna feed these two pieces of Romex up through the bottom side now, not through the top. Get those joined and put back in place, and then I'll just use the holes on the bottom side. And I think I can just tuck this up in here and give it a couple nails, and then that'll get it up out of the way. And then that way I can put the door right in between, right underneath it. Okay, finally got it installed, just at least kind of rough fit. And then it kind of fits pretty nice in there. You want to get a nice flush fit. And that'll be the first step. So they give you this little template inside. It's kind of a cardboard frame that fits inside the first frame that you've roughed in, and it has 3 holes, 1, 2, 3. You drill from the inside to out, and then it creates these 3 holes, and then there's a template that you'll lay on the outside. You'll match it up to those holes, and then you'll cut those 4 corners. So now that we got the holes on the outside, hey bud, we're gonna match these holes up here basically. All right, so we got the hole finally cut out. I got this thing popped into place, just kind of rough fit. What I found was that when I was cutting this out with my standard Sawzall blades, I was just using the Wrecker style blade, and I went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blades along these first couple sides. Then I went to Home Depot and I got a carbide teeth wrecker, so it's also the Sawzall. I only ended up using one of these blades with the carbide teeth. These are $10, and I did the other 2 sides just in one pass. So this goes in nice and tight, and what I'm gonna do is, since it has 2 holes on each side, and I've got about, like I said, about 1.25 inches of stucco here, what I was gonna do, and actually I already did it, was drill with my masonry bit that I normally use for my tap cons, just to get a hole through, to punch through of the 4 hole openings, and then I'm just gonna use some 3-inch lags to go in, and it's actually gonna anchor right into the wood. So depending upon what your stud configuration is, you may not have a stud that's right exactly lined up to the 2 sides. So if it works out where the studs are out here, you'll probably just have to end up using the blue tap cons anyway, at least on one side. You try to get at least one side anchored in to the wood. And then I'm gonna use some silicone sealant around the entire thing, just to on the inside flange, just to keep it nice and watertight. Okay, so I used some silicone sealant along the flange, and then before I put it in place, and I just kind of held it back just a little bit, shot a little bead along the inside, and then when I pushed it in, what was missing, I just kind of smoothed it out, got some on side, all 4 of the corners. So this is basically ready to go from the outside, and we'll do the inside here in just a second. That'll just marry into the other side of that guy. Come on out. Hey Maggie, how you doing? Winston? Hey, thanks for watching another episode of Home Projects with Carpenter. Hope you enjoyed it. Really like making these videos. So if you do like the content here, please like or subscribe, share with all your friends, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.